measuring this tree for a very long time now, and I've learned a few things, and I feel like no one really shows the process in like a backyard scale. It's always a commercial scale. So I'll be showing you how to make sure of your own trees on a small little like scale that doesn't even cost that much money to do. So let's get into it. First thing you're going to need to do is timing. So you're going to want to pick days when it's warm in the day and cold at night. That is when the syrup is going to flow in the tree, and that is when you'll want to start drilling. So before you even start, you will want to get a water container like this one, just a regular, I think this is a gallon water container, and take all the water out of it. And the top, you'll want to take that off and drill a hole through it just like this. So the top has a hole in it, and this hole can be able to put through here, and this is how the syrup will gather in here. And the tube is how it will connect to the container to the tree. You want to check your container at least every day. Depending on how the temperature are, you may need to check it even more. Okay, so we're now gonna put a hole in the tree. You want to make sure where you had holes before, because you don't want to drill in the same spot to give the tree a break from where you have drilled previously. And because we haven't drilled on this side a lot, this is a great spot to drill.
Give it a little gas.
So there are two types you can really do. This is the maple tree style that commercial places use, and what we use is the barb style that you can find at any local hardware store, and this is the easy factor about doing it at home. Alright, as soon as you get the tap in, you want to put your tube and your bucket, and also bricks, because the bucket will fly away. Alright, it is about 2 days later, and I have checked it, and there is not that much syrup in it. That is water though. That will equal very little syrup. So I do recommend getting a lot of water. If it looks like a lot of water, it's not going to be that much syrup. And if you want a lot of syrup, you're going to need to get a lot of water. So what I usually will do is take this off here, and then, wow, it's even dripping now. And then dump it into that bucket over there. Alright, as when you get it in, you will want to put it on the stove and put it on high, and you want to make sure you watch it. You can't just like leave it because it could burn. And you go on high until it starts to boil, then you can lower it. So it started to boil right about here, so I decided to turn down the temperature to about 4 on our thing, but it's like about halfway or so. And then you will just want to watch it. You don't have to actually watch it that much at this step, but after you get it kind of around the level that was just shown, you want to start filtering. I use coffee filters and mason jars with some rubber bands to filter, but if you want to be a bit more technical, you can probably find some type of filter that is a bit more pretty. But this works very well, and for very cheap you can do this, and we've been doing this for years and it's turned out really well. A reason why you want to do this is there is a bit of mineral that gets caught in there. It's perfectly fine to eat. You can eat it if you want, but it looks better in, I think personally it tastes a bit better if you take it out, so we filter it just in case. When you get the filters on, as you saw in the last clip, took me a bit because I had some troubles, you will want to start filtering. You want to do this very slowly so it doesn't overfill like you're seeing here. You wait until it drains down a bit, then you pour some more in it, and with this amount of water that we had to use 2 mason jars just to show how much you need, but depending on how much water you have, you may only need 1. Also, do not fill it to the top because you will not be able to drain it. So leave some space between the coffee filter and the maple water so you can actually filter it. When you finish, it will take a bit because the minerals aren't in there, so you'll just want to watch it drip. And here is a great example of how the minerals look and what you actually catch in it. That is all the minerals that were caught in it, and that is what would be in your syrup if you did not filter it, which is, again, perfectly fine to eat. You can leave it if you want. We did it for years, just leaving in there. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but it is good to show anyways. After you do your first filter, you will want to just bring it back into the pot and again boil it. You probably by then want to have even a smaller pot because you have less syrup, but actually, as you see at this point, still a whole mason jar full of it, which is a lot compared to what you're going to have at the end. So just turn it back on around 4 or so and let it boil off. At this point, it will start to look a bit on the goldener side, and that's when you know you're getting a bit closer. Here's a great example of why you, again, want to filter it. You can see this is right after a boil and we're about to filter it again, and you can kind of see the sediment right at the bottom when you turn it. It has all the sediment, and that is why. So you'll want to do around 2 filters or so depending on how much sediment you have. At this point, you will want to watch your maple syrup very carefully because it's going to change the temperature very fast, and you want to check it periodically about every 5 minutes or so. As you can see, we kept checking to see if the temperature is right. And this is the final little step. You want to sit right by your maple syrup because if it goes a little bit over, it will turn into another consistency and used for a whole different purpose, or it can even burn. Here you can see that we are checking the temperature again, and this time it was right at 219, actually 1 degree over, 220, but not a difference. Around that point is where you want, specifically 219, but you can go a bit over. Here you can see the difference. So on the left is the 365 spring water container. That is what we started with, which was, as you saw in the beginning of the video, about 3/4 way full. And in the end, we have this little tiny jar that we will fill up. Here's the final little pouring of it. We didn't even fill up this container. That is how much syrup we got from just having that much water. You can see how much syrup you will have to make for a decent amount. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments and I will hopefully answer them. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye!